Hello, hello, and welcome to my second settlement tour video for Fallout 4. This one is brought to you as Vault 88. And you're wondering, is there a cool name going with this? Yes, it is. Ta-da-da-da! Vault 88. I know, it's amazing. You guys are really jealous that I came up with the best name ever for this settlement. So, it's okay. I don't mind. You guys can be jealous. I will forgive you. Yep, just corny as always. So, this is my main entrance area. It's just got a whole crap load of security and turrets and security desk here. And then I'll just walk around the corner. We can see the rest of the security for my vault. It's this way. A couple more outposts and a security desk, and just like any security room, some weapons, lockers, computer terminals, and such that you would typically see in a security office. I like the Institute, by the way. That's who I sided with, so it's an Institute vault. I suppose we could all live in the nice, shiny Institute area, but we choose not to in Vault 88. We run by our own rules. That's the only thing I did up here, just adding some security. I really didn't do anything else in this area, but there's not much you really can do. Nothing really fits in here. There's nothing that's really changeable. You can't take it out, add it, edit it, or anything like that. So I didn't do anything, just added a few desks in. Then we head through to my main Vault 88 settlement. Welcome to the awesomely named Vault 88. Before we enter the main atrium area, we've got our nursery and hydroponics. So we can see we got our settlers doing
Anybody need help with
a bit of gardening, and a lady that I guess doesn't have a job yet. Through this door we've got the main nursery with a lot of red lights to give that essence of growing plants, and some of our water generator pumps here as well. Then upstairs we've got a few more. I've put these flower bed planter pot things here up top, which allowed me to plant some plants up top and kind of expand it a bit. I did the same thing over here that you'll see in a second. A little desk area for the gardeners, and the rest of them are all up there. Then we'll go take a quick tour through here. This is just the bathrooms area. I didn't actually have this in here initially. I realized once I'd built most of the settlement that I had no bathrooms besides in the crew quarters, and so if anyone visited my settlement, they had nowhere to go to the bathrooms besides in private residence bathrooms. So I had to find a place, a narrow place, to actually fit some bathrooms in. So that's this here. Up a few stairs, we've got gents in here. I believe, ma'am, you are in the wrong bathroom. Unless you are identifying as a male, then that is okay. Feel free to do that. I will leave you to the choices that you want to make. I am fully open to whatever it is you choose as your lifestyle. Then over here we've got ladies, and the ladies ones, just like any typical ladies ones, the guys are a bunch of urinals stacked next to each other because guys are guys and ladies like being nicer, so they've got their own individual bathroom with a kind of makeup table. And as I realized now, oh yeah, okay, this thing's out here. So each one has its own little kind of private powder station and toilet for the ladies. I like to accommodate them. They like to look nice. They do a good job, so I like to give them a little bit more. Then we'll head down here, and we're going to go out into our main atrium. And this was my first baby out here in this, and so I was quite happy with how it turned out. Had to do a lot of maneuvering and figuring out how the elements would actually fit together and create a nice open concept area. So this is the main atrium here. We've got a lady on a roof. Totally part of the plan. I wanted her to be up there, so I asked her to stand up there at all times. No, don't believe me. Yeah, I know, they like to do that sometimes. In the center, we've got the overseer's office. He is very high on himself. He thinks he's the coolest person ever. And he is me, and that is my office. We'll see that a little bit later. I'll point out first these two here, my medical office. I've got 2 stations for medical here, just one
if you
person.
Need fixing up, let's get a look at you.
I'm okay right now. A surgeon's chair and a dental, oh no, it's optometrist over there. Then on the other side we've got our armory, weapons, and 2 weaponed armory people in here. And they've got a lot of weapons in here. Works well. Then let's take our next tour to our hotel, to which there is vacancy right now. Super 88. Another great play on words. Yeah, I know, I'm awesome that way. Our front desk here tells us which rooms have vacancies and which rooms don't have vacancies. So this was very hard to do. I'll just give a little brief overview. Getting these narrow rooms with all walls and all having doors and everything like that in here was not easy. Some of the walls do not like going together. Some of the doors do not like fitting in spots. It is very difficult to get them. I had to have some walls facing some ways and some walls facing other ways, and it took a lot of work just to get them to all work, but in the end, it did. So these are our rooms. On the first floor we have 3 rooms, each with 2 beds and a bit extra space like a desk and a TV area and stuff like that. If you remember my last settlement tour, I like to have my hotels look like actual hotels with numbered rooms and everything like that, and it kind of points to where you need to go. That upstairs has rooms 4 to 6, and yeah, it's just something I like doing. Up here we've got rooms 4, 5, and 6, but they're the small rooms, so they're just 1 bed and a desk in each of them. These ones were even harder to get to work because they're so narrow that the rooms did not like fitting together at all. But I'm happy that they managed to work out and all be the same size. Out here we've got a patio for just the guests to hang out and have some food and enjoy the big open atrium out here. I thought it turned out quite well. We will leave Super 88 and go to the next stop on our tour, which will make the market. So I'll back up here and we can see that there are 2 sets of stairs going up there. So the market is kind of tucked away, hidden up in the rafters up here, and it has multiple levels that you can actually see. There's a couple of windows for them sticking out there. So that's the market up there, and there's actually a set of stairs on that side and a set of stairs on this side for the market. So we'll go up this way. Da, 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 da. Oh, thank you, Arrow. I didn't know which way to turn. Very much appreciated. We'll pop out here into the market. Nice open area. We've got all our vendors up here for clothing and general trader and my armory. See, and downstairs is called the armory to arm myself, and that's armor to silly, confusing words. I tell ya. Upstairs, 1 more floor. We've got a seating area and pool table and some food, drink crafting stations and stuff like that for guests and residents alike to enjoy sitting. Yeah, and kind of see down a bit over the 88 numbers of the overseer's big room. So it's kind of cool like that. Could do the same thing out over here, a little bit lower.
How are you?
So you can see how that looks
Yes.
down there. It's kind of cool with the lines and the lights on the lines. It turned out quite well. I quite like how that went. Sorry for the stop. I'm watching my timer because I can only have a 15-minute video at a time, and then I got to cut it off. So I got to keep watching to make sure how my time is doing. Next stop on the tour, we've got our diner, and down the hall, very kind of like evil-looking walls. Some of these, but I kind of thought they looked cool. And I love the look of the diners in the vault settlement build objects. I think they look really cool, very traditional, very old school diner style. 88 Diner, that's what it's called. Another great play on it, hey? I know, My wording is awesome. You guys are jealous. I know you are. This lady just likes... Maybe she's in a timeout. Maybe she yelled at the bartender and he got mad and put her in a timeout. I don't know. I haven't asked them, so we'll just let them do what they're doing. But I thought the diner looked pretty cool. I really like how it turned out. Very traditional dinery style. And then in this corner we've got our barber, and I love that we can do barbers now. So I used the overseer's interior decorating walls and used it that way because they looked very conducive to a barber. I liked it a lot, so the barber's office turned out quite well. And I was happy to put one into this element because Light City didn't get to have a barber shop because the barber's chair hadn't come out yet when I did that settlement. Or I hadn't noticed it yet. That could be the truth too. Either or. I didn't use it in my last one. So, let's go downstairs. Oh, that's kind of funny. She's playing on the... yeah, we're not even going to talk to her about that. Yeah. If you've done the 88 little storyline, then you'll know what I'm talking about. She never gets to win. So, next on the tour, we're going to head this way. And this is the staff area, so everything through here is just for staff. If somebody were to come to visit, they just walk through here anyway, because that's just how settlers do it, and that's just how people from the Commonwealth do it, because they just walk wherever they want. That's okay. I don't mind. We're pretty open and available here in Vault 88. I took a lot of the elements from Light City's main dining area for the residents and put it into this, such as the lights over the tables and the colors, very warm, inviting. You kind of get that feel that it's somewhere that you'd really like to create a great meal for all of the residents to sit and chat and have a good evening after a long day of standing at your station with nobody ever coming to buy anything. I know. They stand there every day and the only person that ever buys anything is me. And I don't buy stuff that often. Upstairs we've got the firing range. I was happy to put this in because I didn't really get to fit it in with Light City either. So this is the firing range, and I actually got a couple of things here where I can pull out a weapon and do some firing. As we can see, since they are display stands and not actual firing range objects, it just shoots right through them, but the principle's still the same, and it's still my firing range, and I like how it turned out. We've got all our workshops here for crafting weapons and armor and power armor and all of that kind of stuff, so it turned out quite well. Considering how tightly packed everything is, there's still lots of space to move around up here, which worked out well for me. Then we've got another patio area. This time it's just for the residents, so it's a nice area for them to come out and not be in a closed off little room. A lot of the vault stuff is very closed off and there's no sun and nothing like that, so I like to have at least some areas that feel a little bit more open and less compressed, less dreary. Next stop is the actual crew quarters, 88 crew, and we're going to take a quick tour through here because a lot of these rooms tend to be the same, and I'll show you once we get to the static rooms what tends to be all the same. This is my room in particular. Even though I have my overseer's office and it's got a couple of beds in it, this is what I kind of call my room. It's got my computer terminal in it to help assign all my settlers and everything like that. It's the only room with one bed in it, so it's just mine. And then every single crew quarter room has a bathroom in it, but mine, since it's only for one person, is a little bit spaced a little bit different than the other ones you'll see. To have a toilet area and a little bit of a workout bench just for me, and bathtub, and I still hate that there are no other bathtubs to use besides this one, which looks like a Brahmin trough, but it's what we gotta do. So, on that note, we're going to take a pause because I'm out of time for my first video, and I will be back in a second with video number 2. Just click over to the other one, or it might play on its own, but I can't guarantee. See you guys in a minute.